protecting property or something, but they trying to say, hey, he went out there and killed how many people?
Just 2, I think. One got his
2 and like shot 3 or 4.
No, it was 3 people total. One got his arm blown off, and I want to say the first dude is dead, and the second dude is dead, and that was absolutely stupid. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. That Cal Rittenhouse shit, that was stupid as hell.
Yeah,
like again, you went into a riot with an AR-15, and you look like you about 13 years old.
I was protecting property, but. Yeah.
So what do you think about? I've been seeing people, and I got my kind of thoughts about it. But people are saying, "Hey, white people, this is what black people are saying." It's like, "Hey, white people, do you think it's like, isn't it crazy how law enforcement are just able to just kill you and then write their own narrative and make everything your fault and be like, hey, I killed this person because they did this or they did that." And not actually being honest and having good faith when it comes to reporting, the incidents that led up to the shooting. And then they're just like, hey, now do you see, you got like a little tiny little glimpse of what it's like to be black interacting with law enforcement. And my personal thing is just like, that would only make sense if it was happening to Republicans. I'm like, but it's happening to liberals, and these are people who already have their own issues with law enforcement and things of that nature. But at the same time, it's like I can see it being a shock to their white privilege when it comes to being able to interact with law enforcement and not knowing. Not even just thinking that it could, but not knowing that, hey, this could be this could be the end. Like a simple traffic stop, if I, say the wrong thing or if I reach for my wallet too quick or something, this could be the end. Like as the average white person, like they don't have to worry about that. And now it's kind of being shifted to where it's like, hey, at least if you're a white liberal out here and protesting, it's like, hey, if I interact with law enforcement, it could be a possibility that this don't turn out my way. I'm not going to be able to curse them out and say whatever I want to say and just walk away with a ticket.
I got a couple of things with that. As far as it being a liberal or Republican issue, I don't see how that adds up. And as far as like
only with the people who are experiencing it, because the Republicans are not out here,
Oh, okay. All right. Then I see what you're saying. I thought it doesn't matter, but okay, I see what you're saying. And the second thing is, I wouldn't compare what's happening in Minnesota to what black people have gone through in terms of interactions with the police, because a lot of those incidents weren't fueled by anything. Like you said, a traffic stop could get you shot back in the 80s, no problem, as opposed to being out.
It's fueled by prejudice and fear.
What's that?
The incident being pulled over and knowing that this could be my last day, and in the incidents that it does happen, you said that you don't think it's fueled by anything. I feel like it's fueled by prejudice and fear.
Oh, no, I'm not talking about as far as going towards black people. Yeah, I agree that, back in the 80s, you could get shot over a traffic stop, no problem. But today, a white person isn't going to get pulled over by a cop and have that fear. They'll have that fear out there protesting now.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's just like a glimpse. This is what people are saying. It's a glimpse into.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but
they know what it's like, because they'll never know.
Right. I would try to. I would never
into like.
But I think it kind of is on both sides, because, man, I know you guys see the videos of white people getting pulled over and they talking belligerent to a police officer. They're saying, get your sergeant out there. You don't know what the hell you're doing. I know my rights. Putting papers up on the window. I'm not going to talk to you. I'm not going to say anything. I'm only going to show you my ID. Man, I wish I could get away with something like that. Cause what's the guy with the dread where they tried to pull him out the car and they broke the window, but I think he had a suspended license. I forgot that the guy name.
Young black dude.
The young black guy.
He got punched in the face.
Got punched in the face.
He had that shit coming.
Like,
outside.
I got
y'all niggas soft as hell. If they was back, hey dude, I swear to God, I done seen so many Negroes get punched and beat up that it's just like it's non-effect. It don't affect me. Like, oh, you just got beat up.
And then just we went back and forth on that. Like, hell, just because it happened, that don't mean it's right.
Yeah, no, hell no, it wasn't right. It didn't feel good either. But it's the fact that we still alive and that stuff don't faze us now.
Yeah,
cops don't phase us.
How you get a lawsuit?
People are going through some of the things that black people are going through. Like, you know, it is just a taste of it. It'll go way deeper than that.
It ain't taste enough.
They got a grain of salt.
They
still don't have to do what I just had to do with my son not too long ago, was sit him down and actually talk to him like, hey, when you go out in the world, this is what you got. This is how you carry yourself, especially when you're dealing with police officers and all of this stuff. And when you're talking to police officers, this is how you respond. Yes, sir. No, sir. Be respectful. Keep your hands in plain sight. Don't be reaching for nothing. Don't be running and running your mouth and all this stuff. They don't got to do that. And they never will have to do that.
Yeah, yes.
And that's only going to be a thing for black and brown people to have to do to their children. And it's fucked up that we got to do it in 2026. We still got to prepare our children to not get killed by the police.
This is true.
Just because they walking down the street.
Yeah, it does. It'll die. You know, I think it does apply in like every aspect of being a black person. Like even down to going to the hospital when you go there with your wife or you finna have a baby. Like, don't leave your black woman in the emergency room, or when she having a baby. Like, they get different care from a white person. Like even down to getting on a bus or going to work, putting your name on an application. It's a lot. Like, could you imagine you applying for an application and you put Carol, then they'd be like, oh, I don't want to bring this person in for an interview. Her name is Carol Green.
Hey.
Devontae Jordan Brown or something.
No bullshit. And my mom was ahead of the game. Mind you, she was born in 1930. If you knew all my brothers and sisters' names, you'd be like, ain't none of them black. I got so many jobs just based off of my name. When they saw me, they was like, what? They looked at me looking like it's too late already. Already to
position field.
Yeah. Bro.
Like no. The opposite.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I done been in some places where I had no business being, but because I did so good on the, first of all, my resume was just like immaculate. I've been everywhere. And then when they called me in, they already knew who they picked. Like, hey, this dude right here, we gonna grab him. And I've sat in a room with like 5 other white dudes just sitting there. I'm sitting there looking up at the sky like dude comes in and be like, Mr. Art. I'd be like, that's me. And they'd be like, oh, well, fuck it. Now we already chose.
We already know we
I already got the job. And you know what? I always outperformed anyway. So that part didn't bother me. And I always used them as a reference, and I never had problems with it. I was like, shit, I worked hard.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but that's just something that I saw people were saying like, hey, now white folks are starting to get a little bitty a glimpse into what it's like. But
yeah, it's a very itty bitty.
Yeah,
glimpse.
They got a grain of the table.
It's like looking at a peephole in Chicago from like Georgia.
Yeah,
it's a very little glimpse because they're not making it.
But yeah. So on some lighter news,
alrighty.
I know you don't particularly care for this individual, but I'm sure you heard about it.
Oh yeah,
Drewski.
Oh, that shit was funny as hell.
Hilarious.
Drewski.
That was funny. I'm not that maybe not my brand of comedy, but that was hilarious.
Man, they are mad. Especially the funny part is it's like, well, I don't know, it may be just because like my algorithm is just black anyway, but I'm like, I only see the black pastors actually sitting here devoting full sermons. They made a whole sermon, a whole 3-hour church sermon on this thing and the hypocrisy and why are you calling us out and we do so much good for the community. Why wouldn't I be able to, and it's just like
they're messing up their money.
Yeah, but
no, I get it, but it's just like, hey, it's just one of them things where it's just like, hey, if the shoe don't fit, then what you crying about?
Right.
It's like you got a problem. Like he was very specific, within the skit. Like it's very obvious. Everybody know who he talking about. Like it's only
a handful of them.
It's only a few of them that's really at that level, and they all over the damn place. So you know who we talking about. So if you at Mount Sinai Baptist Church on 47th and King Drive, it's like we ain't talking about you. Like, what are you on the pulpit preaching about? About Drewski talking about pastors, making too much money and doing all this nefarious stuff behind the scenes with the money and he ain't talking about you. So why do you feel the need to jump in? Matter of fact, you should be agreeing with it and saying, hey, he's right. It's pastors out here like that, and y'all giving us a bad name. Because majority of people, just like with any other topic, just like with politics and just like with everything, when they get a character of a label, a title, or a person in their head, they apply it to everybody. They say pastors be like. He didn't say all pastors. He said pastors who love money, or pastors that be loving money. Or I forget what the exact title was, but he was very specific. He didn't say all pastors are like this, but they going crazy.
But they got them shaking in their boots because
because
me growing up, public. Like I grew up going to church, and churches are not how they are when I was growing up. I remember 3 a.m. in the morning, if you homeless or you just got kicked out or something, you was able to go to a church. You was able to knock on the door. If somebody answered, they give you a bed to sleep in for that night. They'll give you clothes. They'll give you food. They even gave you that, you remember those old food stamp voucher pack thing with the food stamp card and had like the 10 and 20.
They ain't had no 20s.
Oh, I don't know what they had. I can't even remember. But they used to give those to you, like, if you was homeless, and they used to have supplies at the church like 3 in the morning, give you a bus card. They don't do none of that anymore. I mean, they have their open house charities, but now it just seems like we trying to build us another house down the street. It's going to cost us $5 million. We asking the church house people to donate $2 million. They got an agenda. They trying to fill their pockets, especially with all the videos that be out there. I need people to come in and donate 1,000 on top of 1,000. Give to the church. I'm going to give you a blessing of 50,000. Make you a millionaire if you donate.
Right? Yeah.
Right.